Something you do every single week in your own kitchen. Something you do specifically because you are being responsible, saving money, reducing waste, is quietly and systematically loading your body with compounds that your cells have almost no defense against. And the worst part? It looks completely normal. It smells completely normal. It tastes completely normal. There is no warning. There is no signal. Just a habit so routine that nobody ever thinks to question it. I am going to show you exactly which 5 foods are chemically transforming into something dangerous the second time heat touches them. And I am going to give you the precise, science-backed fixes for each one, so that by the time you finish this video, you can make a genuinely better choice tonight. I am Dr. Marcus Reid. I have spent years sitting across from patients who are doing everything they think is right, eating at home, cooking their own food, managing their portions, and still developing the kind of chronic inflammatory conditions that open the door to serious disease. And what I keep finding over and over again is that it is not what people are eating, it is how they are handling food after it has already been cooked. This is a gap between what medical science knows and what actually reaches the people who need it. That gap is what this channel exists to close. So let us get into it. 5 foods, real chemistry, real fixes. Food 1. Fried foods and cooking oils. Let us start with the one that surprises people the most. Not because fried food is secretly healthy, because obviously it is not, but because of what specifically happens during the reheating process that makes it categorically worse than eating it the first time. Think about those golden fries left over from last night, the fried chicken you wrapped carefully in foil, the spring roll sitting in the corner of your fridge. What do you do the next day? Most people either microwave it or heat a little fresh oil in a pan to crisp everything back up. It is exactly at that moment that you activate a chemical process your body was not designed to handle repeatedly. The oils most people cook with at home, sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids. These oils are highly chemically unstable under heat. When you heat them to frying temperature, oxidation begins immediately. Free radicals form, molecular chains start breaking down. When you reheat food that was already fried in these oils, and especially when you add new oil to the pan, you are subjecting already partially oxidized fats to a second round of intense heat. The oxidative breakdown accelerates dramatically. And that process generates a class of toxic compounds called aldehydes. These aldehyde compounds are pro-inflammatory at the cellular level. They damage cell membranes. They disrupt normal cellular signaling. And research has consistently linked chronic dietary exposure to oxidized oils with elevated systemic inflammation, one of the most well-documented underlying mechanisms behind cardiovascular disease, metabolic dysfunction, and cancer development over time. The fix. Rule 1. Non-negotiable. Never reheat fried food in oil. Use a dry oven at 180 degrees or an air fryer. Dry heat restores the texture without generating a single additional aldehyde compound. Rule 2. Frying oil is single-use only. Fry today, discard today. Food 2. Leafy greens. This is the one that stops people cold, because this is a food that every nutritionist, every doctor, every wellness platform on earth has been telling you to eat more of for 20 years. And when you reheat it, it turns into something it should not be. All leafy greens, spinach, kale, chard, arugula, contain naturally occurring compounds called nitrates. In their fresh form, nitrates are completely harmless. But when you cook these vegetables and let them sit, bacteria naturally present in the food begin converting those harmless nitrates into nitrites. And when you apply heat a second time, those nitrites react with amino acids to form compounds called nitrosamines. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies nitrosamines as probable human carcinogens. They are genotoxic. They can directly damage DNA inside your cells. Not from the outside, from within the genetic machinery itself. The fix. Eat your cooked greens cold. Every nutrient is completely intact. Zero nitrosamine formation. If you need them warm, cook only what you're eating right now. And if you do reheat, do it once only. Each additional heating cycle multiplies the nitrosamine formation. That is not a metaphor. That is chemistry. Food 3. Cooked rice. The third food is the most deceptively innocent item on this entire list. No strong flavor, no strong smell. The danger inside it cannot be detected by any of your senses under any circumstances. You need to know about a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. Bacillus cereus is present in raw rice from any supermarket anywhere in the world. Cooking kills the active bacteria, but it does not kill the spores. A spore is a hardened biological survival structure that boiling water cannot eliminate. They sit dormant in your perfectly cooked rice, waiting for one thing: for the temperature to drop. As your rice cools, those spores activate, germinate, and multiply. And here is the critical detail. One of the primary toxins produced by Bacillus cereus is heat stable. Your microwave kills the bacteria, but the toxin already produced, it survives reheating completely intact and enters your body in full working order. The fix: cool cooked rice within 1 hour of cooking. Spread it wide and shallow for faster cooling. Refrigerate promptly. Eat within 24 hours. Reheat fully until steaming throughout. After reheating once, finish it completely. Do not reheat it a second time. Food 4. Chicken and poultry. The danger here comes from a specific and widely misunderstood feature of the most common kitchen appliance in the world: your microwave. A microwave does not heat food evenly. It excites water molecules, but different parts of the same piece of chicken have different water content, different density, different fat distribution. Some parts reach temperatures that eliminate bacteria. Other parts, just centimeters away, remain at temperatures where bacteria actively multiply. These are called cold spots. You cannot see them. You cannot feel them from the outside. The surface can be scorching hot, while the interior of the thickest section sits at the precise temperature where Salmonella and Campylobacter thrive. The fix? Use the oven. 175 degrees Celsius, covered tightly with foil, 15 to 20 minutes. Uniform heat throughout, no cold spots anywhere. If you must use a microwave, cut the chicken into small, uniform pieces. Use medium power, stop halfway to rearrange, and let it rest covered for 2 full minutes after heating. Or eat it cold. Cold shredded chicken in a salad eliminates every single risk we just discussed. Food 5. Roasted potatoes. The fifth food carries not one, but 2 completely separate chemical concerns operating simultaneously. Concern 1. Acrylamide. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies acrylamide as a probable human carcinogen. It forms when starchy foods are exposed to temperatures above 120 degrees Celsius. When a cooked potato sits in your fridge overnight, its surface dries out. Sugars and amino acids concentrate at that dry surface. When you apply high heat a second time, the conditions for acrylamide formation are more favorable than during the first cook. You may be producing a meaningfully higher carcinogen concentration from your reheated potatoes than from the original meal. Concern 2. Resistant starch and blood sugar load. When potatoes cool completely in the refrigerator, a portion of the regular starch converts into resistant starch, which slows glucose absorption and moderates your blood sugar response. The moment you reheat at high heat, that resistant starch converts back into regular, rapidly digested starch. What was gentle on your blood sugar becomes a spike, and your pancreatic beta cells are forced into a sudden, large insulin production event. Manageable once, but progressively taxing when repeated multiple times a week, every week for years. The fix: eat your cooked potatoes cold whenever you possibly can. Cold potato salad with good olive oil, vinegar, fresh herbs. You preserve the resistant starch, eliminate the second acrylamide cycle, and give your blood sugar a meal it does not have to fight against. If you need them warm, use the lowest heat that simply removes the chill. Never refry an already cooked potato. Now, here's what I want you to carry out of this video. If you have been doing all of these things for years, it is not too late. The human body has a capacity for recovery that genuinely humbles me after all my years in medicine. Chronic inflammation can come down. Cells are replaced continuously. The conditions we discussed are not a sentence. They are a starting point. When you open that refrigerator tonight, fried food, oven or air fryer, dry heat only, never oil. Leafy greens, eat cold or cook only what you need right now. Rice, cool fast, refrigerate within the hour, eat within 24 hours. Reheat once fully, finish completely. Chicken, oven covered until steaming throughout, or eat cold. Potatoes, cold whenever possible, gentle heat if needed, never refry. Small changes, practice consistently, compounding over months and years into outcomes that actually matter. Your body is doing extraordinary work for you every single day in complete silence. Start giving it something back. If this gave you something genuinely useful today, think of one person in your life who would benefit from knowing it and share this with them. Now, knowing what not to put in your body is only half the battle. If you want to take it a step further and learn how to help your system clear out what's already there, you'll want to see my deep dive into the metabolic benefits of fasting. It's the perfect next step for optimizing your internal health. I am Dr. Marcus Reid. Take care of yourselves. See you in the next video.